Bitcoin is dead. Holding at 107K, everyone has an opinion. Some say it's on sale, some say it's dying. And meanwhile, Fed Chair Chris Waller dropped comments that could shake every asset class, including real estate. Add in a 3-day weekend with thin liquidity and the S&P 500 recording record highs this week, and we've got perfect storm for Bitcoin volatility. Let's break it down so I can tell you what's really happening. What's up, family? It's Coach Massey, and you're locked in to the Daily Hodl. This is your one-stop shop for Bitcoin and financial news that cuts through all the noise. Remember, this is not financial advice. It's for education and entertainment only. Let's get into it. So we have Fed Chair Christopher Waller, who just made the headlines with his comments on interest rate cuts. What's this mean to you? Well, the translation is the Federal Reserve is starting to look more open to easing policy, especially in September and so on for the rest of the year. That matters because every tick lower in rates makes risk assets more attractive. Why? Cheaper borrowing, more liquidity, more appetite for stocks, even that ugly word crypto. I'm a Bitcoin only person, and anything with growth potential like real estate. Historically, Bitcoin thrives when the Fed loosens policy, but it's not all green lights. If cuts happen too quickly, markets might read that as a sign of economic weakness. And risk assets, well, they could actually stumble. So your takeaway is this. Waller's words are a signal, and the market is already front-running what they think the Fed will do. Whether you see that as bullish or cautious depends on how much faith you put in the Fed's ability to land the plane. Let's talk Bitcoin now. Sitting at, well, 107,000 right now, and the community is split down the middle. On one hand, you've got skeptics yelling that Bitcoin is overvalued. That the top has happened and it's over, and the hype is gone. Well, for them, every dip feels like confirmation. But on the other hand, you've got hodlers like yourself, like myself, and disciplined investors are saying, are you kidding me? This is the discount time. I'm getting Bitcoin on sale. They see every retrace as an entry point because Bitcoin historically pushes panic sellers and rewards patience. Be patient. Both views are valid depending on your time horizon and can feel scary if you zoom in or zoom out. Depends on you, but we're looking for the next move up if you're a hodler. And remember, markets are designed to shake people out before they run. So let's add in the calendar of the 3-day weekend that's coming up, right? Markets are closed on Monday. That means thinner liquidity. When there are fewer players in the game, the moves can get sharper. For Bitcoin, this is prime time for whales and institutions to make some noise. Thin books means it's easier to push price around, trigger liquidations, and create emotional trades, especially those on hyperliquid. A lot of shorts above, too. Historically, holiday weekends have produced surprise moves, sometimes massive breakouts, sometimes painful corrections. The bottom line for you, expect volatility. Don't be surprised by sharp wicks or sudden fakeouts. This is where discipline pays off. Now, the S&P 500 just printed new record highs recently. That's bullish for risk appetite overall. But what usually comes after highs? Profit taking. Big funds locking in gains. So here's the key. When equities are flying, some investors rotate into safer plays, while others use profits to chase higher risk opportunities. Bitcoin could either catch fresh inflows or get dragged into broader market corrections. It's a critical moment. Does Bitcoin follow equities higher, or does profit taking across the board spill into Bitcoin? That's the tension to watch next week. So let's recap. 1, Fed Chair Waller is opening the door to rate cuts. I love it. 2, Bitcoin is sitting at 107K, with sentiment split between fear and opportunity. How do you feel about that? And number 3, a 3-day holiday weekend could bring volatility because of low liquidity. So when you add in the S&P 500 at record highs, raising questions about profit taking, I want to hear from you. How do you see Bitcoin at 107K? Is this the beginning of the end? Or is it just a generational buying opportunity? Drop your take in the comments. If you found today's breakdown helpful, useful, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button and share it with someone who follows Bitcoin news. That's your Daily Hodl. Stay sharp, stay disciplined, and as always, Lead.Pray.Hodl. I'll see you in the next one.